Hiya, I'm Sophia from Active Performance Kings Cliffe, and today we're going to go through a 30-minute HIIT session. It's going to be full body. We've got cardio, upper body, lower body and some core in there to finish, okay? So we're going to be doing 2 minutes of work with 45 seconds rest in between, and we've got 3 different rounds of exercise. We're going to go through each round twice. Okay, so we're going to start off getting straight into it. Let's get warm. So we're going to do some forward and reverse lunges, 5 on each side. So if we start off taking our left leg forward, keep the feet hip width distance apart, big step forward, sink those hips down, try and get the back knee as close to the floor as you can, come up to centre in the middle and take that same leg back. Drive that knee down and then keep going through. To make it harder, don't put that foot down in the middle. Good, 2 more on this leg. Good, and then do the same thing on the other side. Good, last one on this side. Okay, next one to warm up, we're going to take a nice wide stance with the feet, and we're going to send those hips back and down, use the hands to counterbalance, come up in the middle, and same thing on the other side. Good, so you're pushing the weight through your heels at the bottom. Nice, 1 more each time. Good. Then we're going to take the feet just underneath the hips and you're going to tilt it at the hips, walking out into a high plank. Once you get here, you're going to bring your foot up towards the hand, open out through the chest, 3, 2, and 1. Take that foot back, same thing on the other side. Good, then keeping the legs straight, we're going to push all the way back up to standing, and we're going to go through that twice more. Last one on this side, and then we're going to stay down. You're going to come into a press-up position with your hands just slightly outside of the chest. Take the chest down between the hands, all the way to the floor. Release the hands, open out to the side to make a T-shape. Bring those hands back and press back up. We're going to do 5 of those. Good. Remember with these, you've got the option to do them on your knees. Good. And from there, walk it back up to standing. Good. And just to get that heart rate going, we're going to go for some little jogs and open out through the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades at the back. And then some big arm circles forwards. And backwards to finish off with our warm up. Good. So we're ready to get straight in. We're going to start off with our first round, which is cardio. So we're going to have 4 exercises, which I will demo quickly for you now. While I'm demoing, I would suggest just having a go at each one so that you know which option you're going to take, because our 2 minutes is broken down into 30-second chunks straight in from one into the other. So make sure that you know what you're doing, and it will also help you to continue to get that heart rate going before we get started. So our first exercise is going to be a jog and a punch. So you're either going to be here, or your low impact is to march and jog and punch through like that. We then have burpees, so there's 3 options for your burpees. Easiest option is to bring the hands down, step out, step in, stand up. Mid option, hands down, jump out, jump in, jump at the top. Your hardest option is to come all the way down, chest to floor, jump up and jump at the top as well. Okay, so have a go at a couple of those, decide which one you're going to go with. We then have our star jumps. So your middle option is here, star jumps that we all kind of know. But to make that low impact, you're going to step side to side. To make it harder, you're going to crouch down, big explosive jack at the top. Good, okay. And then our last exercise is going to be a tuck jump. So these ones are quite tough. If you have any issues with your knees, don't do these, take the low impact option that I give you. So you're either going to be here, bringing those knees up towards the hands, trying to keep the back straight at the top. If that's too much, you're going to squat down, come up onto the toes. Good. Okay, let's get ready to go. Okay guys, so let's get ready for round 1. What I'm going to do is take the hardest option for the first 10 seconds and then regress down as the round goes on. So have a think about which option you're going to take, and if you need a reminder of those, just watch out as the round goes through. first round. So for our next round, we've got a bit of mixture of upper and lower body exercises. So our first exercise is going to be a pop squat. So you're going to take your feet just slightly wider than hips. Think about keeping that back nice and straight, chest up, shoulder blades back. And you're going to squat down. You want to try and get your thighs parallel with the floor. At the top, you're going to have a little hop and squat back down. So that's your harder option. To make that easier, take out that hop and just squat it through. Good, so the next exercise is going to be a press up. So we want to start off with our hands just outside of our chest, and we're going to be lowering that chest down between the hands. Your hardest option is to be up on the toes, here. Your middle option is to drop the knees exactly where they fall, here. And your easier option is to bring those knees in under the hips and press through like that. We're then going back to working our lower body, and we're going to do some lunges. So your hardest option is to jump between as we swap the legs. So as we did in the warm-up, keeping those feet hip width distance apart, trying to get that knee all the way down to the floor, jump in the middle and swap through. If you are adding that jump in, I still want that knee all the way down towards the floor. To make that easier, you're going to step back and take that jump out. And then to finish this round, we're going to work the backs of the arms, so the triceps, coming down to the floor. Place the heels in front of the hips and the hands behind with the fingertips facing the hips. You're then going to lift those hips off the floor and dip through. Notice how all of that movement is coming from the arms bending, not from the hips going up and down. If that gets too much, you're going to place the hips down, lean back and push through the heels of the hands to keep working through those triceps. So as I did with the first round, I'm going to start off with the harder options, regress it as the round goes on. Let's go. Brilliant work, you've just got one round left. So on this round we're mainly focusing on the core, a little bit of heart raising stuff in there as well. So starting off with our mountain climbers, so you're going to come down into a strong plank position. So you want your hips in line with the shoulders, don't send those hips up in the air. Keep them down and in line, and you're going to bring the knee in towards the elbows. So your hardest option is to add in a jump, come straight in, use the core to keep those hips in line. Your easier option is to step it in. Good, and then the next exercise, we're going to come all the way down to the floor, place our hands on our temples, we're going to keep our feet and our hips engaged with the floor, and lift the chest and lower. So this is working through our back, and it's a really nice, small, slow and controlled movement. Good, so from there you're going to come over onto your back. We're going to do some toe touches next. So coming all the way to the floor, send those feet up to the sky, and you're going to reach up towards the toes and lower. Making sure that all that movement is coming from the core, not from the neck, which should be nice and neutral and relaxed. Good, and then to finish off on that round, we're going to do some reverse curls. So for this one, you're going to come all the way down to the floor, bring your knees into your chest to turn that pelvis under, place the hands onto the floor, which you can use as a bit of a help for you. And from there, we're going to bring the knees into the chest and the toes up to the sky. So two parts, knees in, toes up. So you're lifting and curling those hips up and away from the floor. The higher up you get your feet, the harder that's going to be. With any of these exercises, they're not as easy to regress down, but take a rest whenever you need to and come back in. Let's get going. Brilliant work, guys. That's you done for today. Make sure you can have a little bit of a stretch out because you will feel a bit tight after all those exercises. Also, be sure to keep following and subscribing to our channel to keep an eye out on future videos. We will be putting a mobility one up shortly, which would be really good to do after this HIIT session. Thank you.